Brazil and Mexico, you couldn't pick two more polar opposite examples of Latin market development. Ramón Aracena, thank you so much for joining me today. Let's talk about these two countries. First, Brazil.
In the case of Brazil, we see, that we had a political crisis, which is basically preventing a necessary fiscal adjustment in order to rebuild confidence in Brazil. Indicators of confidence have been declining, steadily for the last couple of years.
And, Petrobras is in the midst of financial turmoil, and the government is closely aligned with its issues.
The Petrobras corruption case is not good news for Latin America. We have to understand that. But there is underlying good news. It's the fact that the institutions in Brazil are working. The federal police, the prosecutor is able to identify, corruption cases and is able to, to follow through. Even high-level politicians and, high-level people in corporation, you may not see at this moment, but it's a trend that the institution works.
On the monetary side, what do we need to see happen?
Well, I think the monetary policy at the moment have been doing the thing like most of the market participants were expecting for a long time is, tightening, increase the interest rate. The interest rate is very high at the moment, like more than 40%, one of the highest in the world. I think the central bank is trying to re-anchor inflation expectation when it's key in order to, to start putting downward pressure in the inflation. But the central bank also needs the support of the central government in order to achieve this goal. There is a probability that the central bank might have to increase interest rate a little bit more in the future if they want to, contain inflation and bring it to the target like 4.5% per year. They're way above the target now. This is a long-term process, yeah.
Okay, Mexico, sort of the golden boy of the Latin region, right? I mean, we have seen Mexico make dramatic reforms, and as a result, we're reaping the benefits today.
Well, that's what's the thing that politicians in all the countries should learn. Good policy takes time to deliver results. You gotta be patient. The important thing is to move in the right direction. Mexico introduced a very important reform in telecommunications sector, in reform in the energy sector. They had the really bad luck that the oil price went down right when they were introducing this energy reform. But at the same time, basically, you can see that the market realized that they understand what's the problem. The problem of Mexico is to try to increase the potential rate of growth of the country, to grow faster without generating inflation in the next few years. But they're doing a relatively good job. Policy framework in Mexico is very well balanced. The deficit is very low. You have the central bank with a lot of credibility, and as a result, probably the only country in Latin America inflation is below the target. The country is in a very strong position from now on with the recovery of the U.S. economy to start reaping the benefit of the reform and policy discipline. So we are relatively optimistic. We are not expecting, a significant increase in growth this year and next year, but growth is picking up. It's going to be probably close to 3% next year, which is very good for the Latin American country given the external condition at the moment.
And bond markets are celebrating.
Everybody celebrates when you do well.